Good morning. Time once again for Trust Matters, Real Estate and Estate Planning Solutions with Gateville Law Firm's Sean Robertson. They're online at gatevillelawfirm.com and located in Yorkville. Sean, welcome back to the studios. How are things today?
Hey, they're going great.
Good. We're focusing today on the idea of selling vacant land and making sure that you do it in a proper way with some legal tips. Selling vacant land might seem kind of straightforward, but I'm sure there are a lot of things that need to be considered from a legal standpoint. That's where Gateville Law Firm comes in to handle all of that. Just an overall thing, is it more complicated than people might realize?
Yes, it's much more complicated, and the reason why is most property transfers, there's a specific address, but with vacant land, there's no address a lot of times. That makes it very difficult.
All right, so let's dive in here. Some legal tips for those that might be thinking about selling some vacant land. What's step one here to make sure that we're on the right track?
Yeah, so step one is obviously to contact the real estate attorney. And what the first thing we'll do is we'll order the title. And the title will tell us whether there's any liens, like a mortgage or easements, encroachments. So a lot of times for farmland, that's important. So that's the first step, is do a title search and order a survey, because the survey will tell us what the legal description should be, and it will tell us like any issues that arise. Like, let's say you don't have access to a major road. That's a big issue. One of our clients faced that issue in Plano, and we addressed it. But those are reasons why you should have an attorney when it comes to vacant land.
Yeah, and you're also, I guess, the main thing, you're trying to verify ownership and those boundaries, and just where everything stops and starts and all of that.
Absolutely. And a lot of times when people don't use attorneys and title companies, that's when they find out 20 years later there's a problem.
Another important thing is just kind of going over the known issues and get those all disclosed and out in the open, right?
Right, exactly. And sometimes buyers, like we have a vacant land transaction now where a buyer is doing a soil test. And the reason for a soil test is to make sure there's no environmental issues. So those are things that are important too.
Yeah, you got to be transparent about all this, because you put it out there up front, instead of, maybe either you don't know something or you know something and you keep it a secret because you don't want it to come out. That could bite you in the rear end down the line.
Yeah, exactly. Or quite frankly, maybe you don't even know that it exists.
Yeah, that's a problem as well. What are some of the other things we want to keep in mind here?
Yeah, and I think the other thing that you want to keep in mind is that a lot of these vacant land deals don't involve a real estate agent. So if you need an attorney like us to prepare the vacant land contract, there's a specific contract for vacant land. We can help you with that.
And if people don't know about that, they're missing out on some key steps for this important transaction here.
Yeah, because how real estate taxes are calculated, whether you're going to have a capital gains situation. I know a lot of people have questions about that. We're not an accountant, but I can help answer the basics about those. And the role of the real estate attorney is really to be your quarterback and help guide you with the sale of the vacant lot.
And probably important in this case, as it is in other transactions, inspections and surveys and all those types of things.
Yeah, and a lot of times the reason you want an attorney, especially somebody that has a good title background, is you never know what your family's going to face, which is a concern.
Also, one thing before we run out of time, closing costs and taxes as well that come into play here.
Yeah, so like one of the roles of the real estate attorney is to prepare a closing statement, which includes like whether there's any loans that need to be paid off, whether there's taxes through the closing date that needs to be calculated, all those things, title insurance fees. These are things that typically the real estate attorney is responsible to get to the title company and to the buyer's attorney.
And not every law is the same in each state, right? If you've done a transaction in a different state, suddenly you're doing one in Illinois. Could be different rules here.
Correct. And even in different parts of the state of Illinois, things are different.
All right, good stuff to know. And if you need help with any of this, you've got questions, you're about to go into this type of transaction, contact the folks at Gateville Law Firm. They are there to help. Sean Robertson, our guest each week on Trust Matters. You can reach Gateville Law Firm via the phone at 630-780-1034 or find them online, gatevillelawfirm.com. They are located in Yorkville and ready to help you. Join us next week for Trust Matters Real Estate and Estate Planning Solutions.